Tesla Model Y, the 1-year review.
The toughest decision you might make is deciding whether you should leave your gas car and switch over to an EV. But not just any EV, a Tesla. Particularly the Model Y. Because it's one hell of a car. But I'm gonna be honest, it's not always rainbows and sunshine either. So after owning it for 1 year, I can now reveal everything I've learned from my ownership experience. I'll go over the good and the ugly to help you make the ultimate decision on whether the Model Y is worth it or a huge mistake.
So we got the Tesla Model Y long-range variant that currently goes for $47,990. But there's a caveat, you can get an EV incentive to save even more money on the price. It has an estimated range of 308 miles, a top speed of 135 miles per hour, and a 0 to 60 of a pretty quick 4.8 seconds. You can also get the acceleration boost, which, guess what? Your boy got it. And now with my 0 to 60 goes to 4.2 seconds. In terms of options, we decided to go with the Pro White Multi-Coat because it looks absolutely stunning with the different curvatures you can see on the body. It kind of looks like a Stormtrooper with the tinted windows and the white body. Plus, it used to be free.
However, the only free paint option now is the brand new stealth gray color, and depending on where you live, there's even more new colors to choose from like the Quicksilver, Ultra Red, and Midnight Cherry. But before making that decision, I suggest visiting a Tesla showroom and viewing it in person under different lights and taking into account the additional cost.
Because Tesla's paint isn't the greatest and has a tendency to chip, if you follow me down here, this I covered before. There's a little chip on the paint over here, and there's a chip on the paint over here. And there's new ones that we've captured along the way. There's a tiny one up here, and there's a new one down here. I would 100% recommend applying PPF, and it will absolutely protect your paint for the long haul. And not only that, because it doesn't have a grill like a typical gas car, you'll see when bugs do get on it, it absolutely stands out. We spent like an hour, more than an hour cleaning this. You can still see some bugs deciding to hang on for dear life. They're not gone yet, but something to look out for when you do have a lighter paint shade like the white.
The taillights are absolutely sleek, and you may get matrix LED headlights if you get the performance or in your long range depending on what factory it was built in. And the good news is Tesla just recently added adaptive headlights through a software update. But one thing to note is the day my Model Y was delivered, I did notice my left headlight flickering. So I used the Tesla app to schedule an appointment, and Tesla service showed up to our door to fix it within 1 hour, which is pretty cool.
Now in terms of wheel options, we decided to go with the induction wheels, which is a $2,000 extra charge. They look amazing. However, I would 100% recommend the 19-inch Gemini wheels because they provide a softer ride and you get more range out of it. And plus it's free, so it's a win-win situation.
You can also swap out the silver with aftermarket black wheel covers, which I'll include in my description. And in terms of how well my induction rims held up, just some minor curb rash on only one wheel, but hey, I have seen way worse. For example, this rim damage on one of Tesla's demo vehicles.
A lot of people don't know this, but Tesla does UV protect their windows, front windshield, the rear, and the panoramic roof. So you may be thinking, hey, I may not need tints, but you actually do, because adding the tints not only provide further UV protection, but will actually provide heat rejection, which we absolutely did. So we did not tint our windshield 50%. We tinted our front side windows 15% to match the colored glass that comes here, but we did add a tint here as well of 35% in the rear. And if you follow me in the back, in the rear windshield, we did not tint it at all because the rear visibility is already so rough. So imagine if we added a layer of tint on it, it would make the visibility even worse. We still think it matches the rest of the car, so we kept it the way it is. Now let's talk about the handles. If you're converting from a typical gas car, you'll notice that these are flushed into the door itself. They don't stick out, so you can't just do this at a different angle. So the first time when I was trying it out, this is how I used to do it. I used to do this. What the f? Right hand I was using for this, and left hand I was using to pull out. But obviously, as you become a Tesla expert, you're able to use one hand. You can use your thumb like this, and then grab it like this, and it opens. It's really that simple.
Now, unlike gas cars, remember you do get additional space in the front, which is great for storing more delicate items since it does not roll around as much, and any food you don't want that are too aromatic to be kept inside the cabin. And in the trunk, there's enough space for 2 adults to lay down and camp out. In terms of storage, it's definitely airport friendly. We were able to pack 5 large suitcases on our last run, and I bet I could fit 1 more if there was 1 less passenger in the back. Time for a quick speed round of 3 cool features of the Model Y.
Number 1, the sound system. It's made in-house and it sounds absolutely amazing. It comes with 13 speakers, 1 sub, and 2 amps. Just listen. immersive sound, baby.
Number 2, the Model Y is an absolute safety fest. It has received near perfect crash test scores from IIHS and NCAP, and even if someone stole your Tesla card or phone, they would still need a safety pin to drive. And lastly, Sentry Mode, which records activity detected near your vehicle, and you can view the external cameras anytime through your Tesla app. Number 3, the maintenance costs. Now, the only thing I've spent money on is replacing the washer fluid twice, but I am due for a tire rotation, so however much that costs, that should be added as well. But fortunately, gone are the days for oil changes.
In terms of the interior option, there's only one. I went with the black and white $1,000 extra charge interior seats, and it looks absolutely amazing. It makes the interior feel brighter and a lot more open. But the biggest question I get asked is, wouldn't this stain easily? Why would you get white? I did start noticing something happening with the seat. See this little wear here? It has started to wrinkle a little bit, and I would not recommend wearing jeans. And now it is very subtle, and what you can do is typically use baby wipes to keep it clean. But even after dealing with this, would I change my mind and get the black interior? Absolutely freaking not. Now I can go on and on about these seats because they're pretty damn comfortable. These vegan seats are an absolute joy. Driving it for 8-hour stretches, of course with some breaks, my back didn't throb, my butt didn't ache. But anyways, yeah, they're very comfortable, and they're not ventilated. There are heated seats in the back, there are heated seats in the front. The front are not ventilated yet. They probably will be with the new Model Y refresh. And in the rear, you do have the option to recline it as well as the front. Oh, that's a very comfortable ride for your rear passengers. And your rear passengers also get 2 USB-C ports, and there's also a bunch of USB-C ports in the front as well. Now, the beautiful thing about owning a Tesla is your vehicle literally gets better over time. Like over-the-air software updates, like this new recent UI refresh. If I spin this around, you can see the doors are open here and the doors are open there as well. And if I lower my windows, you can see it updating in real time as well. But that's just a visual update. There's also driving experience improvement updates. Like for example, they added this blind spot camera, which you can move the position of your preference, right? Subtle things that Tesla does to make your driving experience better. Another thing to note is you do need to purchase premium connectivity, which is a monthly cost, or you can do a yearly one to get certain features from the car. For example, if you wanted unlimited Netflix, you can do that through premium connectivity, and you can watch it and have a grand time. And if you don't have premium connectivity, you can still watch it, but you need to hotspot. Another feature of premium connectivity is the satellite view maps, and right, so it looks a lot more visually appealing, gathers the images from the satellite and shows it on your navigation display, which makes it look a lot more beautiful. Now, in the standard view, you do get this grayscale, which is obviously not the prettiest, but that's more of a visual thing. So you also get a live traffic visualization, the reds and the oranges to imply traffic. You don't need this Tesla key card to provide you to go in and out. This is just a backup when your phone dies, and your phone is what has the beautiful Tesla app that is able to control everything. You never have to make sure that your car is locked because it'll tell you right here. You can also unlock it clicking this button for your passengers. You can open up your trunk for using this button and your front as well. And you can also control your climate ahead of time. So let's just say you're in a very hot day, it gives you the interior temperature. You can go ahead, turn it on, so that way when you enter the car, it'll be nice and cool. And same with the heat. You can control your heated seats, turn that on, turn that on, turn that on for the rear passengers, as well as your steering wheel. And guess what? You'll never forget where you parked your Tesla because you can hit the location and it'll tell you where it's located on the map. Now, we bought our Model Y when it came with ultrasonic sensors, otherwise known as USS. However, recently they started to give Tesla Vision to everyone that has USS as well. So now when you go to autopilot and you go to park assist standard, so let me just go into drive here, you'll see that this represents how close I'm getting to the curb. It's using the ultrasonic sensors, but now with Tesla Vision, it will do kind of like a bird's eye view, which everyone kind of always wanted. It'll render the parking spots. It'll render the object in gray, well, in this case, a grass field that's there. But some people still prefer the USS because of how accurate it is, but I only envision Tesla Vision to get better over time. Another beautiful thing about owning your Model Y is the amount of aftermarket accessories you can get to make your driving experience better and your ownership experience better. Here's one to get the day you order your Tesla, and there are rubber pads that you need to help jack up your Tesla for safety reasons to protect your battery. You place it underneath in all four corners. There's 4 of them, must have. Another issue I noticed with the panoramic roof is the amount of sun that comes through. So what did I do? I got a sun shade to help block out all this sun. It does a great job for heat rejection and the amount of sun that causes a lot of glare inside, but it also is very easily removable, right? So if I just yank this, it comes off. All you have to do is twist it like this. Makes it very easy to store. Another one that I would absolutely get are all-weather floor mats. They do an excellent job of handling all the weather, and for cleanup, all you have to do is tilt it and shake it off, and your mats are pretty much clean. They're way better than the ones that Tesla provides you that are flimsy, attract dirt, and look terrible. And I'll be sure to link all these accessories in the description.
Time now to focus on 3 annoying things about the Model Y.
Number 1, even if you have premium connectivity, the software does not update through it. You have to connect to your personal hotspots. Turn it on, and guess what? The Wi-Fi has to be manually plugged in each time. It doesn't automatically remember it, and it's annoying. It should be able to just use premium connectivity to update the software.
Number 2, auto wipers, which don't exactly detect the rain correctly, so you'll get incidences of ghost rain and the wipers wiping nothing. Number 3, no heads-up display in the Model Y, unlike the beautiful one you get in the Model X. So I did end up installing this Test Logic one that uses your phone to display the speedometer, indicator, as well as a blind spot warning light. You can save 10% using my code if you're interested in getting one for yourself. Now the Model Y can charge up to 250 kilowatts max, and as long as you precondition your battery, it should take roughly 30 minutes to charge, from 20 to 80%, with an approximate cost of $15 to $20 to charge per use. Because of over 50,000 superchargers globally, it has given me the confidence to take my Model Y out in long road trips up to 8 hours, whether it's the fall or even the winter. I always plan my route with superchargers in mind, and only picked Airbnbs that come with an EV charger.
Now all Teslas come with basic autopilot except for the Cybertruck, and what that means is when I push the right stalk down, it will not only lock the speed that I'm in, but it'll also help me stay in the lane that I'm in. Whether it's curving, it'll do that. It just won't turn left for you. And it's probably the best autopilot I've used amongst any other car that I've ever driven. However, the annoying part is the number of autopilot nags you do get. You keep your hands off the steering wheel for too long, it'll nag at you. If your eyes are on the screen, away from the road, it'll nag at you. But there is a little hack I can share with you. Not many people know this, but there is an interior camera inside of your Tesla that not only tracks your eyes, but also your head movement when you are using autopilot. And the way to hack that is using this tape, so it doesn't give you all those nags anymore. So when you do place this on, you will no longer get the pay attention nag.
In terms of driving, you'll have to get used to single pedal driving, as all Teslas brake when you lift your foot off the acceleration. The Model Y is the perfect middle ground in between the Model 3 and Model X. It feels like you're driving a sedan with decent performance, especially with the acceleration boost. But of course, it's not as fun to drive as the Model 3, but with that sacrifice, you get practicality. And the Model X feels like you're driving a boat. But the trade-off is you get adaptive suspension, which the Model Y does not get, so you end up with a slightly rougher ride. However, Tesla has added comfort suspensions to newer Model Ys, so my suggestion is driving one for yourself and see how you like it. So what are my thoughts? Do I have any regrets getting the Model Y? Well, after 1 year of owning it, I can say absolutely freaking not. Once you go Tesla, you don't go back. And there's a reason why it's the world's best-selling car. And if you're having trouble deciding between the Model Y or the Model X, watch the video above.